Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to only the second to last edition of Topic Time with Harrison Young in 2019. It's been a heck of a year for Topic Time. A lot of great guests, and they have an incredibly an outspoken guest tonight. But before we get to him, we've got to read these incredible underwriters, and we will commence. We have AdvancedAutoCar.com in Rockland. Just bear with me here. Mention of Topic Time is a $400 discount with the purchase of a car. All cars under $9,000, all certified pre-owned. Okay, we have Carver Jewelers Incorporated, Ronald R. and Lila Delano right here in the building. We got Little Kitchen Chinese Restaurant in Carver, right down the road. We got a new one, Teal So Good Yoga, Arts and Curations in Hanover. We got another new one, Liberty Motors in Hanson. Good credit, bad credit, no credit. They welcome all and specialize in low-priced SUVs and trucks. We got Plimpton Cycles in Plimpton on Route 106. Great motorcycles, great service. We got Dave's Automotive, good old Dave's Automotive in Hanson on Route 58. We got MDI Auto Brokers and Repair in Whitman, home of the fully certified used car. We got Nickerson Auto Body in Kingston, and I want to thank you guys very much. And now on that note, we will start the show officially. So, as I said, 2019 is fast coming to an end. So far this year, we've had some amazing guests, a lot of beautiful models, great musicians. I've had a run of musical guests like never before in the fall of 2019. Great filmmakers, actors. But tonight, it's a little different. We have an author here, but he's got a great story behind him, and he's got one in his hand. This is Billy Toro, or William Toro, but he goes by Billy. He's originally a former native of the city of Somerville, Mass, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And he wrote a book called Stealing Somerville, and he's going to tell us about what the story's about. And I'm just going to say right off the bat that Mark Wahlberg, a famous actor from our area, read the book, loved it, and he's actually going to be playing this gentleman in a film about based on the book. So, Billy, you have the floor now. You describe the book, the story in the book, and if I have any questions, I'll throw them your way, and then we're going to backtrack to your childhood and find out how you got to be where you're at. So go ahead.
Hi, my name is Billy Toro.
Yep.
I'm the author of Stealing Somerville, Death of an Urban City. It's about political corruption in the city of Somerville, Massachusetts, where corruption runs rampant amongst the administration. They take over properties, eminent domain. They take over properties to try to partner with you. And
one quick question.
Yeah.
When you say take over by properties, do you mean just private homes or
or
businesses?
private
or both?
home, businesses, commercial buildings.
Yep.
If they want it, they'll put their fangs into it.
Yeah.
And they'll try to take it eminent domain. Then what they did in a case of a bowling alley, there was a family-owned bowling alley.
Yep.
They took it eminent domain. Then the next thing you know, the owner refused to get off the property. He goes, "That's not right, just taking my property." Then as time went on, the owner was still in the property, and he was approached by one of the mayor's developers and said, "Look, if you leave the property now, the mayor will give you a 2% limited partnership in an $80 million deal." And he goes, "What are you talking about?" He says, "Well, we're going to develop this. We're going to put an 80-unit building here."
Okay.
He goes, "Well, how can you do that? The MBTA just took this on eminent domain." He goes, "Yeah, but we bought it back." But he goes, "There's a bidding process." We bypassed it. So they bypass it for personal gain. When you take something eminent domain, it's supposed to be for the good of the community,
right.
For a school, a park, a roadway. They did it for a private developer. It's illegal and bypass the bidding system. That's what happens in Somerville, Massachusetts.
Okay.
Yeah. It also happens every city. You could change this to stealing Carver, stealing Boston, stealing Brockton. Political corruption is everywhere. You just got to go looking for it. You'll find it. It's right under your noses.
Okay. Well, quick question now about the book itself. Did you write the book to try and just expose it, or are you trying to change it as well?
I'm also the publisher of the Somerville News Weekly
Okay.
and Boston News Group,
Yep.
and I come across all these stories all the time, and you really don't want to believe them, especially Mayor Joe Curtatone. I've known him for 40 years, quite a long time.
Yeah.
And he actually used to work for me at one time.
Okay.
I helped put him through college. He was my limo driver, believe it or not. I had a limo company.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Wow.
But, we go that far back, and my family has some property in the city of Somerville, and like you hear these corruption stories, you don't want to believe it, till he actually tried to put his hand in my family's pocket.
Okay.
And then that just didn't cut it. And I go, something, the stories are true, and I just went full bloom on this, and I exposed them.
Wow. Okay.
We uncovered a lot more too.
So are you now? I mean, I'm just trying to clear this up. Was this a personal vendetta between you and Curatone?
No, it was
Okay,
not.
I didn't
No,
think so, but I
no.
just wanted to make sure of that. You feel it's widespread. It's not just him.
It's widespread. He has his connection. We call him his henchman in the city.
Wow.
Between zoning board, between city council, between the development department,
Yep.
the inspectors, they're all in the same boat. The police department, the
Okay.
police chief.
Wow.
You know, there's another article in this book. It tells a story about the DPW commissioner who just passed away recently.
Okay.
He was going around to all these firefighter and police candidates who were trying to get on the job.
Right.
He said, you want to get on the job, give me $10,000 in a white envelope for the mayor, I'll get you on. There was one case, there was a former Navy SEAL.
Okay.
He scored a 99 on the test.
Okay.
He topped his class. He was a veteran, and the city at that time just got an $800,000 grant to put 10 new people on.
Okay. How long ago was this?
This was about 4 years ago.
Okay, not too long ago.
And
Yep.
this firefighter, this Navy SEAL, his father was also a contractor for CSM. He laid carpet.
Okay.
So what Curtatone did, he had his the DPW commissioner go up to this firefighter's father, this Navy SEAL's father.
Okay.
Said, look, I'll get your son right on the fire department. Give me $10,000. He goes, why? My son just topped the ticket on the test. He got a 99. He's a veteran. Why should I have to pay you anything? No, I'm not going to do that. So what did Curtatone do? The administration, they owed money to the fellow, $100,000 for carpeting he did for the city. He
Okay.
withheld that check. He stopped the process. He goes, nothing's going to happen here until you give us the money, or you're not going to get on the department. So after a while, the father hired a lawyer to fight this.
Okay.
The DPW commissioner went to the father, look, get rid of your lawyer, we'll make it all good. So the father got rid of the lawyer. They paid him the $100,000 he owed him. End result is the Navy SEAL never became a firefighter. He went into depression and he committed suicide.
Oh no.
That's one case. Another case is Sean Collier. Remember Sean Collier, the slain
Yeah.
MIT police officer?
Yes.
He was in that same group. He was supposed to have been a Somerville police officer.
Okay.
But Curtatone and them,
Wasn't he a police officer when he got shot in that?
he was an MIT police officer.
Oh, yeah,
He was
okay.
supposed to have been a Somerville police officer. He was on a list from 1 to 50.
Okay.
Okay, and what happened, say he was number 45 or 46 on the list.
Right.
Curtatone had somebody at the other list, on the next list of 51 and 52,
Okay.
to come in. So he bumped that entire list of people, which was about 25 candidates, which changed their lives and devastated their lives forever.
Yeah. Wow.
One of them was Sean Collier.
Right. We know what happened to him.
Then he realized Sean Collier ended up taking the city of Somerville to court. There was a gag on it. No one knew about it. But in the Somerville News Week, we have the audio of his court transactions and everything.
Wow.
But the city recognized that they were being sued because of it. So they got him a job with MIT police.
Okay.
And then the rest is all history, how the Boston Marathon bombing
Right.
took place.
Yeah.
And the two Zanaya brothers shot him that night.
Shot
They
him,
ambushed
yeah.
him that night.
Wow.
But like I said, he is a victim of Joe Curtatone. Curtatone has blood on his hands with Sean Collier and this Navy SEAL.
Let me ask you something. Is Whitey Bulger mentioned in there anywhere?
No. Whitey Bulge is an angel compared to Joe Curtatone, trust me.
Wow. I've never heard. That is
He
quite
is an angel
quite
compared
a
to him.
comparison.
Joe is a silent creature.
Wow.
He knows how to lurk. He's a shark. He'll come right up and he'll get you.
Okay. All right. Well, I was wondering because the reason I asked is I know that Bulger was part of the Winter Hill Gang, which is Somerville, and I'm wondering if he had, I guess corruption had nothing to do with what he had
Well,
going
with
on.
Bulger, that was all racketeering.
Right.
There was slot machines, and that was gambling,
Yeah.
murders, and everything.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with Curtatone's political corruption.
Plus, Curry Tony wasn't even in office then
You know,
either.
Bulger was taking, $100, $1,000, $10,000. Curtatone's taking buildings, $1 million buildings.
Wow.
There's a big difference.
There is.
And he has silent partners on it, and they work as a team. You're talking millions of dollars. Just on the bowling alley alone was over $80 million, that project.
Okay.
And that's one out of about 55 of them that I've uncovered and spilt the beans on.
Tell me about your newspaper. The Somerville, what's it called?
I'm the publisher of the Somerville News Weekly.
Somerville News
It's a
Weekly.
weekly newspaper. I do a
Okay.
lot of political corruption in there.
Yep.
We have a lot of communities events. It's pretty widespread throughout the city of Somerville. It's top
Okay.
number one. Yeah.
And how long have you're the publisher and the
I'm
chief
the
cook and
publisher of
bottle
that,
washer
and
of it.
I've been in the newspaper business doing this since 2004.
Okay, 15 years.
Yeah, I've been out there.
What'd you do before that?
We had a tow company.
Oh, okay.
My family had a tow company.
All right.
And like I said, we ended up with a lot of property.
Right.
And that's where Kurt Tony made his mistake, dipping his fingers in my
Okay.
family's property, and that's it. The rest is history too with that.
Okay. All right. Well, now how long did this book is over 500 pages.
It's 566 pages
Wow.
of true fact. I use real names, real places,
Yep.
real situations, and I've never been sued over it because you can't get sued for telling the truth.
Right.
Everything is true.
Well, it doesn't mean somebody can't try to sue you if they.
They
think-
could try to sue me, but I love this. I even wrote 2 articles,
Yep.
and I invited anybody and everybody that I've ever written about to please take me to court and sue me for slander. Because I guarantee I'll have everyone is on the witness stand with your hands on the Bible with the FBI in the front seat asking the questions.
Okay. Well, I'm just curious. Do you think there's anything? I mean, besides greed, do you think there's anything personal going on here? Like when Curatone put his hands in your family's pocket.
Well, I got skin in the game, of course. I'm one of many people who got extorted by the mayor.
Oh, you did.
I'm one of many. So
Yeah.
that's called extortion.
Right.
So I have skin in the game, of course.
Okay.
I myself, and maybe 100 other people want to see revenge on this. They want to see him put away.
Now, see, here's the thing. Now, last year, or actually it was early this year, I interviewed a guy from Fall River named Ronald Cabral. Now, he ran for mayor of Fall River, and he's good friends with the current mayor. I can't think of his name. but
Correa?
Who was it?
Correa.
Correct. Yeah,
Yep.
this guy's been arrested for corruption about 25 times.
Similar
and
of
he
Joe
still won't be-
Curtatone.
Yeah, except
being investigated by the same person, Andrew Lelland, the U.S. attorney.
Oh, he is. Well, the reason I'm bringing this up was because I never hear anything bad about Curatone on the news until your book. I'm always hearing about Correa on the news.
Well,
so
you,
why
never,
is it
you,
that the
never,
news-
you never heard about Correa before he got indicted.
Right. So how come Curatone hasn't been indicted?
Well, he was on Correa for 3 years. Curtatone has only been since 2017.
What, the mayor since
Yeah,
then?
yeah.
Okay.
So like I said, no one ever heard of Mayor Correa. Whoever heard of him in Boston
Right,
or over
I
here.
know.
But once Andrew Lelland, the U.S. attorney, dropped the bomb on him,
Okay.
everyone heard about him. Curtatone's time's coming.
Oh, I understand. That's what I was wondering about.
Yeah.
Because in the news, I mean, from what I understand, I mean, I have seen him on the news, and from the reports I've seen, people in the city like him. I mean, at least the people.
Correa or Curtatone?
Curatone.
Well, he's buying them. He's
Oh.
giving them bike festivals,
Okay.
Halloween festivals.
And
You
I'm
know,
not disputing it. I'm just
no,
telling you what I.
He even has a festival.
Okay.
Believe it or not, in October, it's called the Misery Festival. You
Okay.
come in mourning clothes, like you're going to a funeral.
Yeah.
There's people carrying caskets. There's clowns with sad faces.
I know I shouldn't be laughing, but it's
There's,
kind of
there's
funny.
people
actually.
dressed like ghosts and dead people and zombies. He attracts 15,000 people.
Wow.
The last he had a fluff fest. You know fluff? Fluff and Udder?
Yeah.
As you're going up?
I think
that
it's
was
disgusting,
invented.
but I know it's
well,
the state sandwich.
that was invented in Somerville over 100
Yeah,
years
yeah,
ago.
I heard that,
Do
now
know?
that you mention it.
Every year he has a fluff fest. Guess how many people attend his fluff fest?
15,000.
50,000.
50,000.
It's amazing. That's how he buys these people. He gets all the liberals. They come to these events, and he's God. But if you don't have skin in the game, you don't know the story. Read the book.
Okay, no, I'm going to read the book. I'm just trying to figure out how does he must have been pretty wealthy to start if he can afford to do all this stuff.
His family is very well off. His sister is Maria Curtatone, the Register of Deeds,
Okay.
who's also in the book. And you know what a better racket.
Register of Deeds in what? In Norfolk
Middlesex County.
Oh, Middlesex County. Got
She
it.
could research the property. Joe could take it eminent domain. His developers develop it,
Yep.
and Maria can go back and record the deed.
Okay.
What
wow.
a good setup, isn't
No,
it?
it is. It is. It sounds like it. Okay. So what? So aside from how's the book selling? Is it out in the
It's
market?
doing very good. It's available online on Amazon and all the big books of Barnes & Noble. It's everywhere.
Okay.
Google Steel and Somerville, and you'll find it. Believe me.
Okay. I understand. Have you ever written any other books?
I got Volume 2 already.
Okay. Why? Okay. What's the difference between the two?
Volume 2, it's got a red cover, and it's
Okay.
called Stealing Somerville Part 2, Dirty Deeds.
Okay.
It goes into deeper depth of everything that Curtatone does. But I got the last chapter left open before I finish it. The reason being is we're going to find out what's going to happen to Curtatone. We'd like to, before we publish it, we want to see if he gets locked up, retires, gets arrested, see what happens first.
Okay. Okay, well, in the meantime, now, I heard this is pretty exciting that Mark Wahlberg saw the book. He loves it. He's from Somerville originally. He's
not from Somerville.
He's not.
From Dorchester.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
the reason I was thinking Somerville because he was hosting SNL not too long ago, and he mentioned Somerville.
Yeah.
And that's what made me think he was from
Well, I
Somerville,
showed it
but-
to Arthur Wahlberg, his brother, who presented it to Mark.
Okay.
And even Arthur had the idea of, leave the last chapter open and have Mark play William Toro, the political corruption journalist.
Okay.
And let's see how the last chapter, like I said, either Joe gets arrested, he gets reelected, or Mark Wahlberg can walk into the mayor's office with his feet on the desk as Billy Toro.
Okay.
Anything can happen.
Well, in the meantime, that's not even, the movie can't even come out until something happens with
Well,
with
the publishers,
Curatone.
my publishers in New York City, they said, number one, don't release Volume 2 yet because Volume 1's on fire.
Okay.
It's literally on fire. It's selling everywhere. And if you prematurely release Volume 2 and he's not arrested yet,
Yeah.
and then it happens after, you don't
Well,
have to
I know,
write a
you
Volume
can't put
3.
the cart before the horses.
So
they say.
we're gonna have a little patience with it. Like this book's on fire right now, but Volume 2 is gonna be the icing on the cake.
Okay. Well, so now that you're doing it, you're still doing your weekly Somerville.
The weekly newspaper,
Okay.
Somerville News Weekly, comes out every week.
What else do you cover in Somerville? Anything else?
I cover all the community events, the seniors. We're pretty widely spread. We cover all the politics, the municipals, the arrests, the warrants, everything.
Let me ask you something about the traffic situation in Somerville. As long as we're talking on the subject, I had to pick up a guest from Somerville a couple of weeks ago.
That must have been fun.
Well, yeah, that's my point. You come to, I think it was in Davis Square. So I was getting ready to try to make a left turn to get to a street. I think it was Owen Street or something like that. So it was one of those side streets.
Yeah.
And as soon as I was making my turn, I thought, okay, the light's red. I don't have to worry about it. Anyway, I mean, it looked like it was one way, but it wasn't. And all of a sudden, this big truck comes flying toward me, and I had to literally pull out. I mean, have you ever thought of trying to get at least the city to reroute some of
Well,
the
what's happening in
traffic
Somerville right
lights?
now, Broadway is one of the
streets?
main drags in Somerville.
Yeah.
And it's always been a main drag. It's always been very busy. And you only had 2 lanes of traffic constantly going. What Curatone did now, he eliminated 1 lane, made it a 24/7 bike lane.
That's what it was, yeah.
So now
It was a
it
bus that
puts
almost
2
hit me.
lanes of heavy traffic into 1 lane. Now it's affecting all the side streets like you were trying to go through.
Right.
People are trying to cut their way and GPS their way around. It's making a big mess over there.
It is.
But like today, it was cold, windy, snow, and all that stuff.
Yep.
1 bus comes by an hour,
Yeah.
every hour, 1 bicycle every 2 or 3 hours, but yet you got thousands of people stuck in traffic, sucking up their fumes, burning gas, polluting the air, for what? And they're ruining, like I said, it ruined your trip to pick up somebody.
It didn't
'cause
ruin it, it just made it
even though
aggravating.
you weren't picking up on Broadway, it affected all the side streets all
Well, I was
around
on
the city.
Broadway for most of the trip.
It's awful.
It is. It is. So
Awful.
I'm just wondering. See, I guess what I'm getting at is, does Curatone have anything that can redeem him in your eyes? At least.
Well, what's going
at least
on
for the
also,
citizens of Somerville.
during all of this, he also closed down 3 main bridges
Okay.
at the same time.
That can't be good either.
Well, we had a lot of business going out of business all of a sudden
Okay.
because you got to pay the bills. The
That's
bills
right.
keep on, and his people are acquiring the propities.
Okay. Now, quickly define eminent domain. That eminent domain is a situation where you force people out of where they live to try and change the landscape of the property for something, right?
Yeah, it's like say you own a gas station.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
The city's gonna say, well, we want to take that gas station. It's gonna be for the good of the community, to benefit the community.
Right.
We want to make a park out of it. We want to make a side street out of it. We
Yeah.
want to make the road wider. We want to put a police station or a fire station on your property.
Right.
So we're going to take it. We're going to give you market. We're not going to give you market back. You're paying your taxes based on what that property's worth,
Right.
which is far below market value. That's what they're going to give you. But you're going to sue the city to try to regain some of your property back. But what Curatone's doing, all he has to do is press that button. They go out, they take your property eminent domain. Then it goes through a system. Then they're supposed to have municipal hearings on some municipal biddings.
Yeah.
It bops right back. A developer picks it up. He develops it. It's a private. It's nothing to do with the community anymore. It's illegal.
Wow. Okay.
That's what he's
But
doing.
if it's
throughout the city.
illegal, how is it? I mean, how is it that no? I mean, okay. So now we're just waiting for.
That's where we are right now.
Where we are
That's
right
where
now.
we are. We're waiting for the other shoe to drop
too much
right
red
now.
tape so far that they haven't
It's
been
just
able
that
to cut through.
everyone calls him. He's made of Teflon. This guy.
Okay.
Teflon has a weak spot, and that's me.
Okay.
I pointed out all the weak spots. Now let the U.S. attorney do his job, which he's doing.
Okay. Now, just a quick question. You grew up in Somerville?
I grew up actually in East Cambridge.
Okay.
But my family had a business in Somerville, so I spent since 5 years old, my whole life in Somerville to
Okay.
present date.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still there today.
I'm
huh?
still there today, and I'm going to be 60 in a few months.
Well, congratulations.
So,
I got you beat by 2 months. That's
so
all good,
I spent 55 years in the city of Somerville, so it makes me a Somervillian for sure.
Okay, that's great. Now, how many people on your staff at the newspaper?
There's 12 of us over there. We all do our thing, and we have contributing writers. We have corruption writers. We have police writers, and there's a little mix of everything different in my paper.
Okay.
Our news site, SomervilleNewsWeekly.com, and the SomervilleNewsWeekly.com gets over 5,000 to 8,000 views a day.
Wow.
So we're
do
pretty
pretty
popular.
well.
We're pretty popular out there. Yeah.
Did you go to college at all?
No,
You never
I
did?
actually did.
You did?
I graduated from high school. I went with a friend of mine who just retired as a state police lieutenant. We went to Bunker Hill College.
Oh, yeah.
We went for one night. We played
one
ping
night.
pong. We
Okay.
ate dinner. We went home, and I go,
No, college.
I want to
isn't
go
for
right
you.
into the business. I want to go right into the business world.
Okay.
And that was it.
Well, how did you start the newspaper?
A friend of mine, he asked me if I wanted to get into a newspaper business. A friend of his had the Somerville, before it was called the Somerville News.
Right.
And he goes, he's looking to sell it, and maybe, we're pretty involved in the community. We can make this work. So we went partners in it.
Yep.
And then, we stayed in there for about 12 years or something like that. And then we went our separate ways. We had a little discrepancy.
Yeah.
I became the Somerville News Weekly.
Okay.
And he became the Somerville Times.
Okay.
So that's
well,
where-
How about, is he still at it?
He just passed away last month.
Oh, it's too bad.
Yeah, he just passed away last month. But his paper's still running. My paper's still running. Two Somerville local
Two
papers.
Somerville papers.
With local stuff in it, yeah.
Okay. Do you feel that you and that other paper have to take different sides of the opinion of the corruption or anything else?
The other that's another part of the book.
Yeah.
That other paper gets legal ads, a lot of legal ads,
Yeah.
to write good things about the mayor.
Okay.
That's his reward for writing good things about the mayor.
It sounds to me like maybe
I tell it like
he's
it
on the
is.
take from with Curvatone.
Well, that's in the book too.
Okay.
That's in the book too. I write it like it is. Nothing sugar coated.
Yeah.
Nothing watered down.
Right.
I don't even if my sponsors, my customers aren't happy what I write. I'm sorry. I'm not for sale.
I understand.
I'm not. I write it like it is. That's why I'm popular. My customers stay with me. Some left. Good luck to them. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out.
I got you.
But the rest of them are there, and they stayed with me solid because they see what I write.
Yeah. No, it's pretty awesome. That's pretty
Yeah,
impressive
thank
that you're
you,
able to
thank
do
you.
that. So what are your plans for the? Here we are coming up to a new decade.
A new decade.
I
Yeah.
love it. The 20s, the new Roaring 20s.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I've been
it's gonna be
calling it.
fun.
So what are your plans for the new decade?
Well,
to
I just got an early Christmas gift yesterday. My
yeah?
daughter told me she's expecting a baby.
Oh,
I'm going to be a
congratulations.
grandfather.
There you go. First time ever?
First time ever that
Wow,
I know of.
Awesome you.
Yeah, and that's it. I'm starting off the new year good.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, guess what? We're down to the final 5 minutes of the show. So like I told you before we started, what I want you to do for the next 5 minutes is look at the red light of the camera, give shouts out to people that are going to see the show, including the Wahlbergs. I'd love to get them on as guests, but right now we'll take it one step at a time, and then we'll wrap the show up.
I want to say hi to the Wahlberg family. I want to say hi to all my friends in Somerville, Cambridge, Boston, everywhere. Say hi to my family. Say hi to my wife. Say hi to the world. Love you and Happy New Year and Merry Christmas.
You can thank Joe Viglione because
And thank Joe Viglione for hooking us up here.
he hooked us up.
Yeah, I was on his show a couple of times actually. Yeah.
Okay. Now, is that in Somerville too? Or is
He's
that
in Wakefield.
Wakefield
Yeah,
now.
he has like 8 different cities in Wakefield.
Yeah, 8 different cities.
8 different cities, including
Including
Wakefield.
Wakefield.
Including Wakefield, yeah.
It's slightly more than I have, but that's
Yeah.
okay. He's doing
And
all
I've
right.
also been on the Caroline Colarusso show in Stoneham.
Okay.
She airs over quite a few cities too. Quite
Wow.
a few of them, yeah.
Okay.
Been on the Mike Siegel show for quite a while.
Yeah, that's on the radio.
Yeah, that's on the radio on Friday evenings. That's WRKO.
WRKO.
But I've been making my
How
way
about the Howie
around.
Carr show? You should definitely get on his show.
Well, me and Howie Carr are feuding right now. That's going to be a nice article coming out about him very soon.
Oh, yeah?
We're feuding
You
right
want
now.
to talk about that real quick? Or
No, not right
Okay.
now. I just like to tell the truth, and some people like to hide things, so I can leave it at that.
Okay, that's fine. Just quick, just any opinion on the national situation before we wrap it up? Just
About President Trump?
yes.
Well, I have bragging rights. In 2016, I was the first and only newspaper in the country
Yeah.
to come out and formally endorse Donald Trump.
Okay.
He took a picture with me shortly after that, holding my newspaper, the Somerville News Weekly, and endorsed my paper.
Okay. Well,
So I got bragging rights to all the Trumpers, to all the non-Trumpers. Sorry, but That's where I am with it.
Okay, just so you guys know, the opinions expressed on this show have nothing to do with the host itself, himself.
Exactly.
So, because I like to remain neutral.
No, me too. It just like it says, I met the man in 2016.
Yep.
I thought he was a gentleman. He's doing the right thing, I thought, and I endorsed him.
Okay,
That was freedom of choice.
fair enough. Okay, well, I hope you had fun with me tonight.
I had even the clicking, that was fun.
Well, we ain't done with that. That's how we wrap the show up, as I
Yeah.
told you before. Okay, well, yeah, just before we go, aside from the Wahlbergs aside, if you know anyone else that's interesting, I get a lot of guests through word of mouth, so send them my way.
I will. I'll get this message out there, yeah.
Like Joe sent you my way, you can send people my way too.
Maybe we can convince Mayor Joe Curtatone to be a guest on your show.
I'll be happy to interview.
That would be
Tony.
good. Joe, you're invited.
I'll have to have a bodyguard with me, but I'll do it. Okay. All right, folks. Thanks for watching Topic Time. More great episodes to follow. See you next time. Take care. Here we go. And Merry Christmas.